Komori-san has a communication disorder and her arrival also signals the coming of winter. Komori remains as stunningly beautiful as ever, while Lily is just as lively and energetic as always. Seizing a moment when Komori was off guard, Lily placed an ice-cold hand on her face. The instant they touched, a shiver ran down Komori's spine, leaving her covered in goosebumps. After pulling off this prank, Lily dashed away, so typical of her style. Intrigued by the experience, Komori wanted to give it a try herself. Coincidentally, Jack happened to show up just then. Even without Komori saying a word, Jack understood exactly what she meant. As always, seeing Jack caught off guard, Komori felt a mischievous impulse stir within her. As Jack was putting on his shoes, he sensed something was off. Then, Komori reached out and touched him before acting as if nothing had happened. It was utterly adorable. Jack stood there bewildered, still feeling the lingering warmth from her hand, while the corners of the girl's lips curled into a faint smile. Shortly after, Jack began introducing everyone to the school. Although it's a prestigious institution, the entrance exam consisted only of an interview. In other words, this is a school for the eccentric, the unconventional, the introverted, and the unique, a place where highly distinctive students gather. Will Komori be able to make 100 friends here? The journey ahead is filled with uncertainty. Jack then handed Komori an autograph book, and naturally he became the first to sign it. The second person to sign was Lily. After this round of efforts, Komori still needed 87 more friends to reach her goal. For someone as outgoing as Lily, it's hard to believe that after half a year, Komori still has so few friends. Then the scene shifts, and a new character makes a dazzling entrance. This guy is Andy, who sees himself as an utterly ordinary high school student. However, in the eyes of others, he comes across as a delinquent. Despite his tough and powerful appearance, he's actually soft-hearted on the inside. He's somewhat introverted and struggles with talking to people. Even asking for directions to his own classroom made him anxious. It turns out that 6 months ago, on the day of the entrance ceremony, Andy accidentally caught a cold and had to stay home for a week. He missed the entire first week of school, and even after recovering, he felt too embarrassed to show up. Every day, he told himself he'd go tomorrow, but in the end, he never mustered the courage. Realizing this couldn't go on, he spent the summer vacation working out intensely and even dyed his hair to avoid being bullied at school. No matter how you look at it, he's not the type of gloomy guy who hates school. The moment he stepped into the classroom, his foot accidentally bumped against the door. No matter how much it hurt, he forced himself to endure the pain. But to his classmates, it looked like he'd kicked the door in anger. Then, Andy walked around the classroom, making everyone break out in a cold sweat. The slight smile on his face only made them more terrified. But only Jack knew what Andy was really thinking. Just then, Jack appeared, and the classmates saw him as their savior. To keep everyone from learning about his past, Andy grabbed Jack and pulled him out of the classroom. This only deepened everyone's misunderstandings. Just as Andy was hoping someone would come talk to him, he noticed everyone gathering around one person. It turned out they were protecting Komori. However, Andy wanted to change himself and decided to take the initiative. Seeing his intimidating face approaching step by step, the classmates thought it was all over. When the class delinquents tried to stand up to him, Andy accidentally bumped into them. He wanted to ask if they were okay, but because phlegm was stuck in his throat, the delinquents thought he was cursing at them and immediately scurried back to their seats. Curious, Andy tried to get a clearer look at the mysterious girl, but the moment their eyes met, he felt an unusual sense of terror. Her intimidating aura was so overwhelming that Andy's legs went weak under Komori's gaze, and he unconsciously sat down. Suddenly, it dawned on him, according to a guidebook he'd read, this was a sign that she wanted to talk to him. And so, the two of them sat there staring at each other, each equally afraid of the other. Fortunately, Jack, who was highly perceptive, was there. Seeing right through the situation, Jack knew it was Andy's first time at school and decided to show him around. In Andy's eyes, Jack's arrival felt like a gentle breeze in spring, warm and reassuring.